When you look in the mirror, do you notice fine lines, signs of fatigue, or sagging skin that bother you? Even though you use all your skincare products, do you wonder why your skin still looks dull or aged? Perhaps, without even realizing it, some of your daily habits are damaging your skin. In this video, I'm sharing with you 11 critical mistakes that accelerate aging, but that most of us don't even care about. If you want to rejuvenate your face and preserve your youth through natural, non-surgical means, these points can really change your life. Ready? Let's get started. 1. Sleeping on your stomach. Sleeping on your stomach is one of the most common habits that unknowingly speeds up the skin's aging process. While we sleep, our face is in contact with the pillow for long hours, and this contact, when repeated every night, causes mechanical pressure on the skin. The lines that form over time, especially on the cheeks and forehead, may seem temporary at first, but they can turn into permanent wrinkles over the years. This is called sleep wrinkles, and is different from expression lines because it is caused by repeated external pressure. The skin is affected by this pressure not only on the surface, but also in the deeper layers. Sleeping on your stomach causes microscopic damage to the collagen and elastin fibers beneath the skin. Collagen is the most important protein that keeps the skin firm and plump, and when this protein breaks down over time, the skin begins to lose its elasticity. As a result, facial contours sag, the eye area wrinkles more quickly, and the skin generally takes on a more tired appearance. Sleeping on your stomach can cause not only wrinkles, but also puffiness. This position, especially by blocking lymph drainage around the eyes, leads to swelling and puffiness in the face in the morning. The prominence of under-eye bags causes both a tired expression and an aged appearance. At the same time, skin dryness, sensitivity, and tissue weakening over time begin to appear in areas rubbing against the pillow. The best way to protect yourself from these effects is to get into the habit of sleeping on your back. If this is difficult, using a silk or satin pillowcase can minimize damage by reducing friction between the skin and the pillow. It would also be beneficial to include collagen-supporting products and a quality moisturizer that protects the skin throughout the night in your skincare routine. Remember, nighttime sleep is a time of renewal for the skin. However, when you don't sleep in the correct position, this time can become a disadvantage rather than an advantage. By the way, if you like the video and subscribe to our channel, you will be supporting me in the most effective way. 2. Insufficient water consumption. Approximately 60% of our body is made up of water, and maintaining this balance is vital for healthy and vibrant skin. When daily water consumption is insufficient, this is first reflected in the appearance of the skin. The skin dries out, becomes dull, and begins to lose its elasticity. Dehydrated skin appears thinner, lines become more pronounced, and the overall facial expression takes on an older appearance. Dehydrated skin is also much more vulnerable to external factors. Lack of moisture weakens the skin barrier, allowing harmful environmental factors such as dirt, sunlight, and free radicals to cause damage more easily. Over time, this damage harms collagen tissue and accelerates signs of aging. At the same time as the skin loses its elasticity, sagging and loosening problems begin. Insufficient water consumption not only affects the external appearance, but also reduces the skin's ability to renew itself. All processes, such as cell renewal, toxin elimination, and nutrient transport to the skin, slow down without sufficient water. This manifests itself in the skin as dullness, a tendency to develop spots, and delays in the healing process. This effect can be even more dramatic in people with dry skin types. Therefore, drinking water is not just a health routine, but also a natural elixir of youth. Consuming at least 2 to 2.5 liters of water daily helps maintain the skin's natural fullness and radiance. Drinking a glass of water when you wake up in the morning and before each meal is a good start to meeting this need throughout the day. Remember, expensive creams and treatments can be effective to a certain extent, but nothing can replace moisture that comes from within. 3. Not using sunscreen. Although sunlight is necessary for life, it is a very powerful external factor for our skin. In particular, the ultraviolet UV rays emitted by the sun can cause irreversible damage to skin cells. When sunscreen is not used, these rays penetrate the skin directly and break down youth proteins such as collagen and elastin, causing premature wrinkles and sagging. In fact, many experts say that 80% of signs of aging are caused by sun exposure. Going out in the sun without protection not only causes wrinkles, but also brings along skin spots and color unevenness. Sun-induced pigmentation appears as dark spots, especially on the cheeks, forehead, and around the nose. Even if these spots are covered with makeup, they cause the skin to look generally old and tired. Most importantly, long-term unprotected sun exposure significantly increases the risk of skin cancer. Many people think that applying sunscreen only during the summer or on vacation is sufficient, but UV rays are effective year-round, even on cloudy days. Not using sunscreen is like washing your face in the morning and going outside without any barrier. Skin without daily SPF protection suffers small doses of damage every day, and this damage accumulates over time. This accumulation manifests itself years later as lines, spots, and sagging skin that appear to have formed suddenly. That's why sunscreen is not just a summer product, but a fundamental anti-aging step that should be applied every morning. Ideally, apply a sunscreen with at least SPF 30 after your morning moisturizer and before makeup. Even at home, you are exposed to UV rays if you are near a window, so regular use is very important. If you really want to keep your skin young, sunscreen should be your greatest ally. 4. Excessive facial expressions. Our facial expressions convey who we are and how we feel. Smiling, being surprised, or feeling sad are all expressed through facial expressions. However, the constant and intense use of these expressions causes certain muscle groups to work repeatedly. Just as a piece of paper that is constantly folded leaves a crease over time, the skin also begins to form wrinkles with these repetitions. Facial expressions such as frowning, squinting, and raising the forehead are the main causes of deepening lines over time. The areas most commonly affected are forehead lines between the eyebrows, i.e. the 11 lines, and crow's feet around the eyes. For example, squinting frequently throughout the day puts a lot of pressure on the thin skin around the eyes. Similarly, unconsciously frowning when we are stressed or pensive causes lines to settle in this area over time. Initially, these lines disappear when the facial expression is not made, but over time they become permanent and the skin takes on an aged appearance. These types of wrinkles are called dynamic wrinkles because they appear with movement. However, over time, these lines become static, meaning they remain on the face even when no facial expressions are made. At this point, intervention becomes more difficult, and even aesthetic procedures may struggle to completely erase them. Yet, consciously controlling the facial muscles can significantly slow down this process. While it may be hard to notice this in the pace of daily life, conscious awareness makes a big difference. So what should you do? The first step is to learn not to squint, especially when working in front of a screen or in sunny weather. Wearing sunglasses, adjusting screen brightness, and reducing overall stress levels help in this regard. In addition, relaxing the facial muscles with facial yoga and relaxation exercises prevents excessive contraction of these muscles, reducing the formation of lines. Remember, Managing your facial expressions means giving your skin time. 5. Insufficient sleep. Sleep is the most important process during which the body renews, repairs, and rests itself. The skin is also an active part of this renewal cycle. Cell renewal accelerates throughout the night, damaged tissues are repaired, and collagen production increases. However, this process is only possible with quality and sufficient sleep. Lack of sleep prevents the skin from fully completing this vital repair process, and over time, signs of aging become inevitable. The first noticeable change in people who don't get enough sleep is usually around the eyes. Dark circles, puffiness, and swelling are outward signs of skin fatigue. In the long term, the skin becomes dull, sallow, and loses its natural glow. This is because sleep deprivation also negatively affects blood circulation, which prevents the skin from receiving enough oxygen and nutrients. So, the skin looks tired not only at night, but also in the morning. In addition, insufficient sleep increases the level of the hormone cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol causes collagen breakdown in the skin, which accelerates the formation of sagging and wrinkles. At the same time, the skin barrier weakens, making it more vulnerable to environmental factors. The skin becomes more easily irritated, sensitized, and prone to blemishes. In short, lack of sleep is a source of stress for the skin in every way. One of the most effective and free ways to keep your skin young and healthy is to get regular quality sleep. Sleeping 7 to 9 hours every night ensures that this renewal process works optimally. Additionally, avoiding digital screens before bed and sleeping in a dark, cool room supports the release of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Remember, beauty sleep is not a myth. It is a scientifically proven fact. 6. Stress and cortisol levels. With the pace of daily life, responsibilities, and relationships, stress has become a common occurrence for most of us. However, the effect stress has on the body is anything but ordinary. During times of stress, the body releases a hormone called cortisol. When released for a short period, this hormone helps us survive, but when it is constantly at high levels, it becomes a factor that is truly harmful to the skin. Chronic stress, in particular, triggers biological chains that accelerate aging in the skin. High cortisol levels suppress collagen production in the body. Collagen is the fundamental building block that keeps the skin firm, smooth, and youthful. Cortisol also reduces the skin's ability to retain water, resulting in dryness, dullness, and more pronounced fine lines. This is why people under constant stress often have skin that appears paler, more tired, and saggy. Additionally, cortisol can trigger problems like acne and eczema by increasing inflammation in the skin. Stress also disrupts sleep quality, upsets eating habits, and causes people to neglect their skincare routines. This indirectly further reduces the skin's ability to renew itself. For example, someone experiencing intense stress may forget to drink enough water or apply sunscreen, or, due to lack of sleep, the skin may not have a chance to recover. This chain reaction not only accelerates skin aging, but also makes it more difficult to reverse. One way to preserve the skin's youthfulness is to learn to cope with stress. Meditation, breathing exercises, walking or spending time on hobbies help lower cortisol levels. Adaptogenic herbs, vitamin B supplements, and quality sleep can also be helpful in this regard. Remember, no matter how expensive the cream you use, if your mind is tense and your inner balance is disturbed, your skin will inevitably reflect this. Inner peace is the most powerful key to outer beauty. 7. Sleeping with makeup on. Throughout the day, the skin is exposed to many substances, including makeup products, dust, dirt, sebum, and environmental pollution. Leaving this burden on the skin overnight means not giving it a chance to breathe. Sleeping with makeup on causes clogged pores and disrupts the skin's nighttime renewal process. Over time, this leads to dullness, acne, blackheads, and signs of premature aging. At night, our skin works intensively to repair the damage it has suffered during the day. Cell renewal, collagen production, and moisture balance are most active during sleep. However, makeup residue interferes with this natural process, causing toxic buildup both on the surface and in the deeper layers of the skin. Products that clog pores, such as foundation, concealer, and powder, can cause the skin texture to deteriorate over time and lead to loss of elasticity. Furthermore, sleeping with eye makeup on is risky not only for the skin but also for eye health. Mascara and eyeliner residue can cause irritation, eyelash loss, and even eye infections. The eye area is already the thinnest and most sensitive part of the skin. Neglecting this area can cause fine lines to form much earlier. Waking up with puffiness, dryness, or itching around the eyes in the morning is often the result of sleeping with makeup on. If you want to keep your skin young and healthy, makeup removal is a necessity, not a luxury. Even on the most exhausting nights, cleansing your skin with a two-step process, first an oil-based, then a water-based cleanser, and then applying moisturizer makes a huge difference. The cleaner and more nourished your skin is overnight, the fresher and more rested it will look in the morning. Remember, cleansing your face before bed is the simplest yet most effective anti-aging step you can take for yourself. 8. Smoking. Smoking is a powerful aging agent that damages not only internal organs, but also skin tissue directly. Thousands of toxins entering the body with each puff disrupt blood circulation, hindering the skin's oxygen and nutrient intake. Skin that doesn't get enough oxygen becomes pale, lifeless, and grey. This condition is often referred to as smoker's skin. The loss of skin vitality and pinkness results in a tired and sagging appearance, even at an early age. The nicotine in cigarettes seriously damages the collagen and elastin fibers that provide skin elasticity. This causes the skin to lose its firmness, leading to sagging along the jawline and deeper wrinkles. Vertical lines that form around the lips, known as smoker's lines, become increasingly noticeable over time. In addition, wound healing is slower in smokers, which leads to longer-lasting blemishes and scars. Furthermore, smoking increases the production of free radicals in the skin. These free radicals attack cells and accelerate the aging process. The skin barrier weakens, its moisture retention capacity decreases, and it becomes more sensitive to environmental effects. Moreover, these effects are not limited to active smokers. Passive smoking can cause similar damage. In other words, even exposure to cigarette smoke can contribute to skin aging. One of the most effective steps for someone who wants to delay skin aging is to quit smoking. When you quit smoking, blood circulation quickly recovers, the skin begins to receive more oxygen, and improvements in skin tone can be seen within a few weeks. With healthy nutrition, plenty of water consumption, and regular care routines, the skin can repair itself over time. Remember, the most powerful step you can take to keep your skin young is the moment you decide to quit every cigarette. 9. Not using moisturizer. Moisture is one of the skin's most basic needs. Moisture on the skin's surface is necessary not only for a soft and smooth texture, but also for anti-aging defense mechanisms. When moisturizer is not used, the skin dries out, and dry skin begins to lose its elasticity. This causes fine lines to become visible much earlier and the skin's surface to appear dull and lifeless. Over time, this dryness paves the way for permanent wrinkles. Not using a moisturizer weakens the skin barrier. The skin barrier acts as a shield against external factors. However, when it lacks moisture, this shield thins and the skin becomes more exposed to environmental factors. Elements such as cold weather, wind, sun, and pollution can more easily penetrate the skin and cause it to age faster. Moisture loss is not only an aesthetic problem, but also a serious threat to skin health. Some people think they don't need moisturizer because they believe their skin is oily. However, every skin type, whether oily or dry, needs moisture. Moisturizers with the right formula prevent water loss in the skin and maintain its natural balance. Especially after the age of 25, the hyaluronic acid and water retention capacity in the skin begin to decrease. Therefore, providing external support is essential to prevent signs of aging. Using a moisturizer is not a luxury or extra care, but one of the skin's daily needs. A high-quality moisturizer applied regularly in the morning and evening maintains the skin's elasticity and makes it look plumper and healthier. It also allows other products, serums, sunscreens, etc., to be more effective in skincare. Remember, dehydrated skin ages quickly, while hydrated skin always looks younger. 10. Not getting enough protein. When it comes to skin health, most people think of creams and serums. However, the foundation starts from within. The structural integrity of the skin largely depends on protein. Collagen, one of the most important building blocks, is produced directly from proteins. If you don't get enough protein, your body struggles to produce this collagen, and over time, your skin begins to lose its elasticity and plumpness. The result? Earlier wrinkles, sagging, and a dull complexion. High-quality proteins, especially those from animal and plant sources, provide the amino acids necessary for collagen production. These amino acids, such as glycine, proline, and lysine, are the building blocks of collagen. If your diet is not sufficiently balanced, these building blocks will be lacking. Moreover, not only collagen but also other protein structures that keep the skin taut, such as elastin, are affected by this deficiency. In other words, a low-protein diet quickly affects not only muscle but also skin health. Signs of aging in the skin usually start on the surface but originate deep within. Without sufficient protein in the lower layers of the skin, wrinkles on the surface form more easily and become more permanent. At the same time, slow healing of wounds, weakening of the skin barrier, and a general feeling of sluggishness in the skin are signs of protein deficiency. That's why anti-aging care should be supported not only externally, but also internally. Getting enough protein is essential for maintaining skin health and supporting collagen synthesis. Foods such as eggs, fish, yogurt, red meat, lentils, and chickpeas should be included in your daily diet. Furthermore, when consumed together with micronutrients that support collagen production, such as vitamin C, zinc, and copper, their effect is even greater. Remember, the inside of your skin needs care as much as the outside, because beauty really does start from within. 11. Not doing facial massage. Our skin, just like the other muscles in our body, needs to be worked and stimulated. Facial massage increases blood circulation, allowing the skin to receive more oxygen and nutrients. This helps the skin look more vibrant, radiant, and youthful. However, most people neglect this simple but effective routine. Without facial massage, the skin gradually loses its elasticity, facial muscles relax, and it becomes vulnerable to gravity. Massage also stimulates lymphatic drainage, helping to eliminate toxins and edema from the skin. Morning puffiness, under eye bags, or a dull complexion can actually be signs of a sluggish lymphatic system. Facial massage activates this system, reducing puffiness and giving the skin a firmer, more refreshed appearance. If not done regularly, this fluid retention can become permanent, and facial contours may lose their definition. Facial massage not only increases circulation, but also relaxes the facial muscles. Stress-induced contractions, such as frowning, forehead wrinkling, and jaw clenching, cause deep lines to form in certain areas of the face. Massage relieves this tension and slows down the formation of wrinkles by relaxing the muscles. Without regular facial massage, these muscles remain constantly contracted, and over time, expression lines become permanent. Even just 5 minutes of facial massage every day makes a big difference. Massage applied with upward movements using the fingertips, without pressing too hard, ensures better absorption of skincare products and, over time, evens out skin tone and creates a lifting effect. This effect can be achieved with techniques using a gua sha stone, roller, or even just your hands. Remember, touching your face brings life to your skin, and these small touches are among the most powerful secrets to slowing down aging. Ultimately, beauty is never just about genetics. The small choices you make every day shape your skin's future. Mistakes we make unconsciously can leave deep marks on our faces over the years. But the good news is that most of these issues can be easily corrected with simple yet effective habits. Taking good care of your skin is not just an aesthetic issue, it is a way of valuing and caring for yourself. Remember, aging may be inevitable, but how you age is up to you. Now look in the mirror once more and start giving your skin the attention it deserves today. Because healthy skin is the mirror of a healthy life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe. Take care of yourself and see you in the next video. Remember, women are the ones with the power to change the world. Boldly forge your own path and enjoy every moment.